Welcome back. Now let's start with application questions. The first question is, a chocolate tray contains a slab that has 48 pieces. If John eats 3/4 of the chocolate slab, how many small pieces of chocolate did he eat? So we are given a total of 48 pieces, and we are to calculate 3/4 of the 48 pieces. So firstly, we convert the 3/4 into a fraction that we, from words to fractions, convert it, write it as a fraction, and then because there are 48 pieces, we need to now multiply by the 48 pieces. And when we multiply by the 48 pieces, it would be denominator 1, such that 48 remains 48. Let's multiply 3 by 48. Let's do it on the side. 48 multiplied by 3. So 8 multiplied by 3 is 24. 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. And then we add, it would be 4, 4, 1. So it's a 144. So we have 144 divided by 4 times 1, which is 4. Let's divide 144 by 4. So 14 divided by 4 would be 3 times. And then we have 20 that remains. So it's 24 divided by 4, which is 6. So we have 36 pieces. Therefore, John eats 36 pieces. Okay, let's look at the next question. Lebu eats 6/8 of a similar chocolate slab. Who eats more, Lebu or John? Explain your answer. What do you think? Do you think 3/4 is the same as 6/8? Do you think 6/8 is bigger than 3/4? Who do you think eats more between John and Lebu? Work it out for yourself and let's find the answer together. Let's look at the two fractions, 3/4 and 6/8. Look at them and let's look at the relation between the two. 3/4, if we multiply by 2 halves, that means that represent 1, which means the fraction remains the same. 3 multiplied by 2 would give us 6. 4 multiplied by 2 would give us 8. Therefore, these two are equivalent fractions. Therefore, that means Lebu and John both eat 36 pieces each. So no one eats more because these are equivalent fractions. That is our reason for giving that answer. Let's move on to the next one. Connie's dad needed a hammer to hammer a nail through a piece of wood that was 4 7/8 centimeters thick. He has nails that are 4 4/5 centimeters. Will the nails go through and be visible? Convert the sizes. That's now where we start. Convert the sizes to decimals to help him decide. So let's take the first 4 7/8. 4 is a whole number, so we look at the decimal as the 7/8. And so when we write it, let me write it properly. 4 plus 7/8. So that we look at that decimal on its own, the 7/8, and we then say, what number can we multiply this with to become 10, 100, or 1,000? Remember, we are choosing those because they help us to find the decimals after the comma. So at this stage, we have the denominator being 8. What number do we convert it to become 100? We have no number to multiply with, so we'll then convert it to 1,000. And to get 8 to 1,000, we need to multiply by 125. And that 125 must be the denominator and the numerator. So the outcome is 4 plus 7 multiplied by 125. Let's multiply that together. 125 times 7, which is 875. So it's 875 divided by 1,000. So when we write that as a decimal, it would be 4, which is the whole, and then the comma, and we have 875 as the decimal. Let's do the other one, which is now 4 and 4/5. Again, let's write that properly so that we understand the fraction. It would be 4 plus 4/5. That's the fraction that we're dealing with. So it would be 4 plus, what number can we multiply 4/5 with to get it to either 10, 100, or 1,000? Because we are comparing two values, and the other one we've already converted it to a denominator of 1,000. Then the other one we must also convert it to a denominator of 1,000. So we need to multiply that by 200 to change it, to convert it from 5 to 1,000. But what we do is what we have as a denominator must also be the same as a numerator. And the outcome thereof, let me remove this. The outcome thereof then is 4 plus 4 multiplied by 200 is 800. And 5 multiplied by 200 is 1,000. So as a decimal, it would be 4,800. Let's add our units. We were given centimeters, so it would be centimeters for the wood. Remember, that was the wood on the left and the nails on the right. So we have added the unit for centimeters as well. And therefore, when you look at that, you'd see that the wood is thicker than the nails. Therefore, the nails will not show. We can just add that nails will not show or will not be visible, which is what we were asked to assist with. All right, let's look at the next question. The next question. Union members went on strike because their employer was giving them 7% salary increase while they demanded 10%. Each worker earns 12,500 per month. Convert these percentages, that's where we begin. Convert these percentages, which is the 7% and the 10%. Convert them to monetary value. So which means we must write them as money so that we are able to compare it with 12,500, which each worker gets per month for better understanding of the disagreement. So let's take 7%. So because of the percentage sign, 7 divided by 100 then comes out as a fraction, which we then multiply with the total amount, which is 12,500, divided by 1. I said divide by 1 because you are able to multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. Easy for workout. And dividing by 1 keeps 12,500 as the same value. So 7 multiplied by 12,500. Let's do that using our calculator. 12,500 multiplied by 7, and it gives us 87,500. That's our numerator. Then we divide by 100, multiplied by 1, which is 100. So let's divide that by our denominator, which is 100, and it gives us 875 rands. Let's do the next one, which is 10. Again, because of that sign, the percentage sign, 10 divided by 100, multiplied by the same amount that each worker gets, which is 12,000 divided by 1. 10 multiplied by 12,500 will give us 125,000 divided by 100. Let's do that. 125,000 divided by 100 then becomes 1,250. So that is monetary value. So what they want is 1,250 and the employer is only giving them 875. Now you can see the difference and you understand why they were on strike. All right? Let's move on to the next one. In a maths test, Mary obtained 36 marks out of 50. Her friend obtained 70%. Who obtained more marks between the two learners? The first one, Mary, is 36 divided by 50, which means it's a fraction. The friend obtained 70%. We can't compare a percentage and a common fraction. We need to convert the common fraction to a percentage such that we are able to compare two percentages. So that's how we work in this sum. So, which means we need to find a number we can multiply with to convert the 36 divided by 50 into a percentage. Remember, percentage has a denominator of 100. So in order for us, let me remove that. In order for us to get that 100, we need to multiply by 2 divided by 2. So 36 multiplied by 2 is 72. And 50 multiplied by 2 is 100. And then when we write that as a percentage, it would be 72%. All right, our answer then is 72%. And now that means Mary obtained 72% and her friend obtained 70%. Therefore, Mary has more marks than her friend, which means we first have to convert them to the same percentages, then we are able to compare them and see which one is greater than the other. All right, let's stop there for now. Let's go for an ad break. See you soon.